Hey guys, welcome back to another favorites video. We are reaching the end of the year now, which means this will be my second last favorites video, which is so insane. But anyway, today I have my September and October favorites for you. You guys know the drill by now, but I will be going through some beauty, lifestyle, and fashion favorites. And then at the end, I will be sharing some of my favorite TV shows and movies. So let's go ahead and get right into it. My first beauty favorite is the Macadamia Natural Oil Luxurious Oil Spray. One of the main reasons I picked this up was because it was in a spray bottle and it just makes it so much easier to distribute the product over my hair. I apply this to my damp hair after I've washed it, probably from kind of midway down my hair and then focusing it on the ends. After I've washed my hair, I can find that it looks kind of fluffy and I prefer it to have a much kind of smoother, silkier texture. If I apply enough of this oil before I blow dry my hair, it kind of keeps it moisturized and looking kind of glossy. And even though I put a lot on, it never looks greasy or stringy. Recently, I've been trying out a new blush. And normally, whenever I try a new blush, I always end up just going back to my favorite blush by e.l.f. But so far, I have been sticking with this new one. It's a blush by Sleek, and it's in the shade Rose Gold. I would describe it as a coral pink with a gold shimmer. It's definitely a lot brighter than my favorite e.l.f. blush. Typically, I prefer blushes that are a little bit more orange toned than this. But I have been liking it because it's something a bit different and it applies really nicely. One problem I do tend to have with blush is that because I'm very fair skinned, it can show up on my skin very harshly and very extreme. So I have to be really cautious that I only apply very small amounts. But with this one, I find I can really buff my brush into it, getting a really nice even coating, maybe swipe it once or twice onto the back of my hand and then go straight onto my cheek, and I have no problems at all. I am wearing the blush now, although I feel like it's not really showing up on camera. That's actually one of the biggest struggles I have with filming, is knowing how much blush to apply, because it always looks kind of washed out on camera, but then sometimes it doesn't. I don't know, but it's a really nice blush. It's something a little bit different for me, and if you did want to kind of build up the pigment more, it would be super easy to do so. It does build very gently, I found, as long as you use the right brush, of course. When I was on eBay buying that blush, I was browsing what other makeup items the seller had, and I came across this highlighter. It is the Technic Get Gorgeous Highlighting Powder. It was super inexpensive, and I've been looking for a different highlighter because I've been using my Too Faced Candlelight Glow Duo for literally years now, and it's still going strong. I haven't even hit pan on that yet. It's a much cooler tone to my Too Faced highlighter, which I like because I really don't like when I accidentally buy two things that are too similar, because then it's like, how do you decide which one you're going to wear that day? Because it is cooler in tone, it seems to show up more intensely on my skin. It's slightly less natural looking, but kind of in a good way because it shows up really well on camera. I am wearing it right now. It's got a really nice amount of shimmer and glow, and it's not glittery or anything like that, so I'm super happy with this impulse purchase. Moving on to home and lifestyle favorites. First, I have these glass jack-o'-lanterns from Daiso. I picked up two of these and they were $2.80 each. When I saw these, I thought they would be perfect for tea lights, and they do have a little kind of flat space on the bottom here that I think is intended for tea lights. And something else that I really like about these that I don't think was an intentional part of the design, the light and shadows that they kind of project onto the wall behind them kind of looks like a monster's teeth or something, so they have the perfect spooky vibe. They also have this little green leaf on the side of them, which is a cute detail, and I love things that you can put tea lights in because they always look so cozy. Next, I have kind of a gadget to share with you guys. This is the Easy Sealer, and it's basically a little like bag resealer. A whole bunch of other brands make these, I'm pretty sure, and I saw a ton of like no brand ones of them on eBay. It has two ends. One of them has a tiny little blade that you can use to cut off the excess off the bag, and then the other end you use to reseal the bag. I mostly got this for resealing bags of chips and crackers and other things like that that tend to go stale really easily, but it's also just really fun to use. For some reason I just find it really satisfying resealing everything. I've just like gone around trying to find every single open bag that I can so I can reseal it. The rest of my lifestyle favorites are all tasty treats. The first one I have is the Freedom Foods Crunchola. This is the berries and vanilla clusters. This is such a good granola. Can you see how I ripped open this box this morning because I was so excited to eat it? It's really good on its own and it's also super delicious with some fruit and coconut yogurt. I'm not sure if this is available outside Australia, but definitely check it out if you can find it. This next item is something that one of you guys recommended to me. It's the Sweet William chocolate with rice crackle. These are super tasty. They remind me of Crunch bars, I think. I did really like their plain chocolate before this, but the rice crackle just takes it to another level. These are seriously so good. I usually will just eat the whole bar in one go. For fashion favorites, I have my Fenty oversized t-shirt. You guys would have seen this in my recent haul, which I will link up here somewhere. It's definitely expensive for a t-shirt, but I get so much wear out of things like this. The fabric is also super thick and cozy feeling. I saw that online, some websites actually describe this as a sweatshirt, which makes sense because the fabric feels so thick. I've been wearing this t-shirt a lot lately on casual days with just some denim shorts or some leggings. Now moving on to my favorite TV shows and movies of the past couple of months. The first one I have to talk about is Scream, the TV series on MTV. Tons of you guys recommended this show to me. I'm so glad I started watching it when I did because I finished season 2 just 2 or 3 weeks before the Halloween special aired. So basically it is a TV series based on the Scream film franchise. It's about a group of high schoolers who live in a town called Lakewood, and they are all trying to survive the threat of this mystery killer. It's just the right amount of scary and gory. One of the best parts about this series is how it's kind of self-aware, and this is expressed through the character Noah, who's kind of the geeky kid, and he's always commenting on how their situations parallel tropes from popular slasher films. So yeah, if you feel like watching a fun horror series, this is definitely one to check out. The past couple of months I've seen a lot of horror and thriller movies in cinemas like Don't Breathe, Lights Out, and The Shallows, but none of them made the cut for my favorites list. My first movie favorite is one that one of you guys recommended to me in the comments of one of my videos, and that is Black Mountain Side. It's about a group of archaeologists working in Canada, and they uncover this strange structure underground that is from thousands of years ago, and then they all start to gradually lose their sanity. It's a very eerie film because it's in a very isolated setting, and the film only has diegetic sound in it, which means there's no added music, there's no added score or like added soundtrack or anything like that. It's only the sounds that are kind of naturally occurring within the film's universe, which makes it even more creepy. I'm not going to say anything more about that one, but it was a really good watch. I definitely recommend that one if you're into psychological horror movies. My next movie is In the Deep, but I'm pretty sure it has now been retitled to 47 Meters Down. This is a survival horror slash thriller movie that is very similar to The Shallows, but personally I enjoyed this one so much more. It's about two sisters who go on a trip to Mexico and they decide to go cage diving so they can swim among sharks. If you don't want to hear anything else about the plot, feel free to skip to this part of the video, but basically their cage breaks loose from the boat and they plummet 47 meters down into the ocean, where a shark is circling them and they have to find out a way to get to the surface and survive. What makes this movie so intense though is not only how the girls are running out of oxygen. Even if they wanted to swim out of the cage and go to the surface, they would have to do it really slowly so they don't get decompression sickness. And they would also be completely exposed to the sharks the entire way up. I didn't expect much from this movie, but it's actually one of the best survival horror slash thriller films that I've seen all year. So those are all of my favorites for September and October. Let me know what you guys have been loving the past couple of months, and be sure to leave me any of your recommendations in the comments below. I can't wait to check them out. Thank you so much for watching, guys, and I'll see you all in my next one.